also means that there were 50 opportunities to leave a positive impact on somebody that I didn't take advantage of. And we're human beings and we're never going to bat 1,000 on something like that. But I think intent is probably the most important piece of that. And as long as things like that are in the back of your mind, eventually with time and practice, you will get closer and closer to that batting 1,000. There's a story that stuck with me for many years now, and I don't even remember where I first heard it. And I know there's like multiple versions that vary a little bit out there. I don't think it's a true story, but it's still really cool. And like I said, the fact that it stuck with me this long says something. But realizing in real time that I'm failing miserably at making this shorter than last week, but whatever. I'm gonna keep rolling. So it'll get chopped up a little bit, and I'll be a little shorter eventually in the weeks come, I'm sure. But the story is basically there's your typical nerd from the movie and your football star from the movie, and it starts off with a Friday afternoon. The nerd is walking home. He's got all his books from all his classes, and some versions of the story, he just trips and falls on his own. Other version I've heard is some boys ran up and knocked him down, and his books fly everywhere. The football star's nearby. He sees it happen, and he comes over, helps him, cracks a joke or two, and kind of asks him where he's headed, and he just says home. Asks him where he lives. Turns out they live real close to each other, and he ends up helping him carry his books home, walks with him, and they end up spending the whole weekend together. They find that they have a lot more in common than they had previously thought, common interests, see the world similarly, and that weekend kicks off what ends up being a real close friendship between the two. And I think it's supposed to take place like their freshman years of high school, something like that. And they fast forward to their senior year, and the nerd ends up being valedictorian. And during his valedictorian speech, he starts to tell the story of the day when he met this kid, this football star, and how he helped him pick his books up. And he goes on to say that the reason he was bringing all of his books home with him that weekend is because he was planning to kill himself that weekend.